I'm going to read back a little bit here. Ahmed went on with, they didn't. So to me, that sounds like Aisha was being truthful, and it was a dream. That is a hadith we can believe in. I mean, if we tell this kafir pig it wasn't a dream, he'll rub our noses in it in this big time, brothers. He will think we're incredibly stupid and brainwashed for damn sure. How can he not? If we believe an actual sweating and nervous creature called the Barak actually took Muhammad, may Allah pray on him and give him blessing, to Jerusalem, even if that hadith made no mention of the two structures we know didn't exist at the same time, he will laugh at us, brothers. Laugh at us. Let's stick with the hadith, telling of Aisha's account only with him. Okay? That is hadith we can believe in. As a Muslim named Ahmed in the passenger seat started getting into a heated word exchange with the Muslim named Abdullah on the top bunk, in the top bunk. The Muslim who was shot in the upper part of the chest gasped out from the bottom bunk with, if Muhammad, may Allah have given a blessing, didn't take such a ride on such a winged creature as the Barak, the flying donkey, does that mean it was a dream also that Iraq would steal and run off with Muhammad's, may Allah pray and give him blessings, clothes? On hearing that, the driver of the rig cringed again, looking as if he had been shot. The driver asked, What? Muhammad, may Allah pray and give him blessing, said Iraq run off with his clothes? Please don't tell me he said that. Please don't tell me he said that. Please don't tell me that. Abdullah on the bunk said, it wasn't a dream. It was a miracle, brother. It's Prophet Muhammad, may Allah pray and give him blessing, did have a miracle. And that proof and proof that he has something in common with Moses, like Deuteronomy says he did. The driver angrily shouted, you idiot! The rock didn't run off with Muhammad's, may Allah pray and give him blessings, clothes. The rock ran off with Moses' clothes. Didn't you listen? It ran off with Moses' clothes, not Muhammad's, may Allah pray and give him blessing. It ran off with Moses'. It was another miracle of Moses, not Muhammad, may Allah pray and give him blessing. Moses is the one that happened with, and it wasn't even a miracle from Moses, but a miracle from Allah, since Moses... Hello? Oh, hi. Yeah, I was calling. I was. What time would you like me? Around 10 over, right? Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, fine, fine, fine. I'm just doing some little repairs on my novel. Okay, yeah, I'll let you know about that. Yeah, 10 o'clock in the morning. I'll see you there. I'll see you at your place. Okay, well, have a good night. Sleep in the meantime. Okay. It's getting dark. It's getting dark. Okay. I'll continue. Abdullah on the top bunk said, it wasn't a dream. It was a miracle, brother. It's proof that Muhammad, may Allah pray and give him blessing, did have a miracle, and proof that he has something in common with Moses, like Deuteronomy says he did. The driver shouted angrily, you idiot! The rock didn't run off with Muhammad's, may Allah pray and give him blessings, clothes. The rock ran off with Moses' clothes. Didn't you listen? It ran off with Moses' clothes, not Muhammad's, may Allah pray and give him blessing. It ran off with Moses's. It was another miracle with Moses, not Muhammad, may Allah pray and give him blessing. Moses is the one that happened with, and it wasn't even a miracle from Moses, but a miracle from Allah, since Moses would angrily chase after the rock to get his clothes back from the running rock. Men, are you dumb? Men, are you dumb? It only happened to Moses, not Muhammad, may Allah give him blessing. Damn! I've heard that story before. I didn't want to believe it, but it does say that in the hadiths that are sahih. Damn! The Muslim on the lower bunk gritted his teeth through the pain and asked, does Muhammad, may Allah give him blessing, have anything in common with Moses? So Rock didn't steal his robe while he was bathing, making Muhammad angrily run naked after it, letting Muslims say that he had no problem with his genitals, like Hadith has Muhammad saying is what happened with Moses and the Rock? Only Moses, shouted the driver. Only Moses. The Muslim named Ahmed sat dumbfounded in the passenger seat, incredulous on hearing that Muhammad had said a rock ran with Moses' clothes. Why are you so shocked, brother? Asked Abdullah from the top bunk. Ahmed then looked up at Abdullah and said with a stunned look in his eyes, that had to be a dream, brother. Don't you think? A dream, like the flying donkey. Don't you think? The Muslim in the bottom bunk suddenly looked disturbed and said, it doesn't bother me what the hadith says. I only care what Quran says. But there is Quran 17:1. That doesn't sound like it. That doesn't make sense if Muhammad, may Allah give him blessing, didn't take a flying donkey ride. And there is a passage in Quran about ants talking with Solomon, and Solomon able to understand them. Are you going to become Qurani, brother? Abdullah asked, looking over the edge of the bunk, concern in his eyes. Are you no longer Sunni who has to believe in Sunnah? Are you a heretic now? You no longer believe in Hadith? You are now Qurani only? Is that it, huh? You mean I got shot for nothing? Isn't my being shot proof to you that my faith in Allah is strong? Shouted the Muslim on the bottom bunk. Pain from the gun shot, compounded by the dawning realization that it probably was all for nothing. He hopes that by asking such a question, it would keep them from thinking that he was out from Islam and deserved death. Qurani is a word the Christian Prince 3 came up with, brother, said the Muslim driver in the seat. Have you been watching his videos? Abdullah, fearing that his faith was being questioned, shouted back at the driver, all of us have seen his videos. What are you getting at? The driver, looking forward toward the back of Daniel's trailer, replied, that you may now be out of Islam? No, I'm not out of Islam, shouted Abdullah with fear. You know me. I'm more pious than you, I bet. The Muslim in the passenger seat then said with a look of desperation in his eyes, we Sunnis are supposed to believe this about ants talking with Solomon. And Solomon talking... And Solomon talking back, aren't we? Because it's Quran. But we don't have to believe in Moses running off after the rock now, do we? The driver of the rig said, I'm afraid so, brother. I'm afraid we do, brother. I'm afraid we do. Oh no, said Ahmed in the passenger seat. Why? The driver said, it's coming back to me. In the video by Christian Prince 3, he talked about scriptures and Quran that seems to allude to it. Seems to, ha! Shouted Abdullah from the top bunk. Then it's not definite, is it? And besides, ants can communicate. They can. Abdullah seemed to be on the verge of a panic attack. Ahmed in the passenger seat shook his head slowly from side to side, softly. Science says they communicate, all right, but it's only through, science says they communicate, all right, but it's only through odors. Was Solomon giving off smells to let the ants he was talking to? No, he understood. Yeah. Was Solomon giving off smells to let the ant he was talking to? No, he understood its odor. There was no reply from any of his Muslim brothers in the cab of the Kenworth. Ahmed then said, "And with the rock making off with Moses' clothes, if that's not a dream, and if it didn't happen, oh brothers, if it didn't happen, well, what else in the Sahih correct hadiths didn't happen? Have you ever wondered why might else not have happened?" As the Muslim in the passenger seat started wondering why it would be important to Allah to want to expose Moses' nakedness in front of people to show there was no problem with his genitals, back in Daniel's truck, Daniel wondered what was going on. I sure hope I finally got them thinking, he said to Sally. I hate to think what is going on with the chains striking the road and creating friction like this. Can I turn off the camera now? Asked Sally. Daniel said yes and told her to download it into his laptop. While Sally did that, back in the Kenworth, Ahmed shouted in despair. The hadith says Allah wanted to show the Jews they were wrong in their accusations of what might be wrong with Moses' genitals. Allah then uses the rock to run off with Moses' robe. And when Moses angrily runs naked after the rock for taking off with his robe, the Jews supposedly see that he had beautiful genitals. After shouting that, Ahmed put his face in his hands, overwhelmed with the stupidity of Moses and rock story. Yeah, after shouting that, Ahmed put his face in his hands, overwhelmed with what he felt was the stupidity of Moses and the rock story. It doesn't say that, shouted Abdullah from the top bunk. It says, quote, and when they saw him naked, they found him the best, quote, the best of whom Allah created. It says it right there on the internet, the best of whom Allah created. And the Quran does allude to it, doesn't it? And the Quran does allude to it, doesn't it? Asked the driver. Abdullah typed in his web browser, quote, Moses running after a rock hadith into his laptop. When he found the Sahih hadith talking about Moses running after a rock that was running off with his clothes, Abdullah's complexion began to pale when he read, quote, Sahih al-Muslim, Book 30, number 5850. Abu Hurairah reported that Moses was a modest person. He was never seen naked, and Banu Israel said, quote, he was afraid to expose his private part because he had been suffering from scrotal hernia. He, one day, took bath in the water and placed his garments upon a stone. The stone began to move on quickly. He followed that stone and struck it with the help of a stone, saying, "O stone, my garment! O stone, my garment! O stone, my..." by saying, "O stone, my garment! O stone, my garments! O stone," until it stopped near the big gathering of Israel. And this verse was revealed pertaining to the incident. Quote, O you who believe, be not like those who maligned Moses, but Allah cleared him of what they said, and he was worthy of regard with Allah. Quran 33, verse 69. The driver stared straight ahead at the back of Daniel's big rig and felt sick. There it is, said the driver in a monotone. The Muslim on the lower bunk started to really think he was shot in the upper chest for nothing, and asked, does this mean Allah likes well-hung men? Apparently, said the driver with a scowl. Apparently, said the driver with a scowl, looking good down there, and being the best of whom Allah created must mean a lot to Allah, since he'd have Moses angrily and stupidly and mindlessly expose himself to his fellow Jews that way. Mindlessly expose? Mindlessly expose, shouted Abdullah, almost falling off of the top bunk. Daniel looked at Sally and said, strange, it jumped all over here. And Daniel looked at Sally and said, you didn't know about this crap because so many Muslims tried to hide it from us. But thanks to the internet, it still has a chance of being exposed before it's too late. And to think I almost killed you for such insanity, said Sally, shaking her head. Well, that's weird. That just jumps right into that. I think that needs to be mindlessly exposed. Mindlessly exposed, shouted Abdullah almost. Oh, you know something? I better stop it. Oh yeah.